vehicle unless someone's kicking. So at some point, and this is just for me, from a standard operation, we don't see many people come with their feet tied unless they've been kicking or thrashing in the vehicle.
Yeah, and this was after a sexual assault and a tasing for no reason. That's why I was kicking.
Again,
I was terrified. I was terrified. Your cops, those cops, brutalized me.
Those are Altona's responsibility.
Yeah, I understand that, but you're the sheriff of Eau Claire County. It's somewhat your responsibility.
It's not somewhat. The investigation, if you're making an accusation, the accusation has to be taken in front of the Police and Fire Commission of Altoona. That is your remedy.
Yeah, and I tried that 6 years ago, and Todd Cheney, being the vicious, inhuman character that he is, ignored me, laughed at me. I gave him a telephone statement. I gave him a written statement. I submitted statements to the State Department of Justice, the ACLU, the FBI. Everybody, they believe me. They believe me what happened to me. But there's nothing anybody can do because everybody keeps passing the buck.
I've not had any contact with the FBI.
Please contact Dave Fitzgerald. I actually basically had to force him to take my statement.
Well,
but please contact him because he believes me.
Yeah, well, Heidi, I think, like you said, there's a natural process in which, at this point, the officers have a right to confront their accuser also in this issue. So, if at some point, if they went in front of the Police and Fire Commission, they'd want you to testify again about the events of the case.
I'd be happy to. I'd be happy to if you guys would drop your intimidation tactics.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, the state of Wisconsin has basically held my daughter hostage. They stuck me in jail for making the report, by the way. By the way, just so you know, I got put in jail for 8 months for making a report. I reported sexual assault and police brutality in Wisconsin, and I got prosecuted, and I got put in jail.
Well, why did they put you in jail? What was the charge?
Bail jumping. Obstruction of justice.
Okay. Well, I would highly recommend, if you're still pursuing it, is to contact someone in the Altoona Police and Fire Commission and raise the issue, why hasn't something been done?
Oh, I already am. I've been in touch with Michael Golat, been in touch with James Small, been in touch with Michael Wall, and I'll continue to get in touch with them. And I am actually at this point, because everybody is ignoring me and sweeping it under the rug and not doing anything about it, I'm pursuing interviews with WGN. I'll be pursuing interviews with Minnesota, the St. Paul Pioneer Press, basically every media venue possible outside of the state of Wisconsin, because the state of Wisconsin, I've tried contacting lawyer after lawyer after lawyer. Nobody will take you guys on. You guys have like, I don't know, you have like a monopoly on the issue of police brutality and intimidation and fascism that I have never experienced in any other state that I've ever lived in my entire life. And I'm also going to be pursuing international media so that everybody else in the world knows the way America handles it. When there's police brutality and I submit statement after statement after statement, and I am, trust me, interview me. I dare you. Ask me questions. I will answer every question you have with the utmost detail. And it's believable because it happened. You ask me questions and see if I can't tell you exactly what happened. You want me to describe how Jesse James was massaging my clitoris and how that's what disgusted me to the point where I had to kick him to make him stop sexually assaulting me? How does that make you feel, Mr. Sheriff?
Yes, if that happened...
If that happened, that did happen!
Well, listen, we were talking about something 6 years ago, and nothing through remedy. Apparently, the probable cause portion of it hasn't rose enough to get you in front of the Police and Fire Commission.
Excuse me, there's plenty that happened. It was just ignored and swept under the rug because that's what you cops do. That's what you cops do. You cover for each other. You're the ones with all the access to the evidence, aren't you? You're the ones that have that ability to decide whether or not something is legitimate or not, as far as evidence is concerned. I went to the hospital. I had the taser burn that they inflicted on me. I had that documented. I tried to document my statement as far as what they did to me to a police officer. It was interrupted by his sergeant. How is that okay?
Well, you're
All I hear out of you is well. Your DA is totally corrupt. Your district attorney, yeah, well, again, that's all you can say. And that's all I can do. Now, my only remedy is to go to the media. I will find somebody that will listen to me.
Go to the media. You have every right to do that, and I'm telling you that I've given you suggestions how to pursue this.
What suggestions? Again? What suggestions?
It's an internal affair, and if it's criminal in nature, the district attorney will handle it.
Well, here's the thing, Sheriff Kramer. Here's the thing. Supposedly there was an investigation done, but I'll tell you, I know this. Obviously I know this. Being that I am the primary witness and the victim, nobody has ever interviewed me. Does that not strike you as odd? Especially with...
Did you talk to anybody from victim witness?
Excuse me?
Did you talk to anybody from victim witness?
I've tried talking with everybody. Nobody will listen to me. Everybody just keeps sweeping it under the rug and covering for each other.
Well, they're not covering it.
Yeah, they are. They are covering. Why would nobody interview me? Why?
Interviewed you and took a written statement from you.
Supposedly there was an investigation done and nobody ever interviewed me. Explain that to me.
If the chief took a statement from you and talked to you about it, you were probably interviewed.
No, he laughed at me. He didn't take...
Well, he couldn't have laughed at you if he took a statement from you.
I wish I had the technology back then that I do these days, because I would have recorded it. And that's exactly what he didn't do. Like you're doing now is just deflecting. You're deflecting. You're the sheriff. You're the sheriff. Are you not in charge of your county?
I'm in charge of law enforcement within the county.
Within your county. So why don't you take a statement from me now?
Because you've already filed a complaint in a
Take a statement from me now. I gave a statement to the state police who were reluctant. They were reluctant to take the statement because they told me that it was not up to them to investigate anything. They were patrol only. They said they had to refer to you because you were the presiding authority as the sheriff of Eau Claire County. I was sexually assaulted, tased, and tortured within your county, and you don't want to take a statement from me? You have me on the phone right now. Why wouldn't you want to take a statement from me?
Because of your actions.
My actions? What did I do? How do you know any of my actions?
Your actions the following day that you got into jail should have been in my office so that I could have went up.
Excuse me? Nobody told me that. I went to the hospital to have my injuries documented and to make a statement about how I was abused and And you don't want to take a statement from me now?
6 years after the issue.
So what? I remember every second of it. I remember every minute of it. And you don't want to take a statement from me now?
No. I don't. Number one, you had a process to follow, and I don't know that you followed your process.
I followed the process.
Well, then it was.
I went to the hospital.
If it was found unfounded as a personnel issue, I wouldn't know about it.
Well, then why don't you take a statement from me now?
Because you have had a statement with Chief Cheney. You have had the opportunity to file a complaint with the Police and Fire Commission of Altoona. And this is the first that I've heard that you have said anything about our correctional officer. I'll have to go back in our records to see if we in fact got any sort of complaint on that individual back then. Because if we had video there and you came in still with cuffs and were jumping around yelling, screaming, more than likely there was a issue with your behavior.
Well, as far as my attorney was informed, there was no video.
Well, if we have
Because you didn't want to submit video of your correctional officer torturing me for no reason. That's the only conclusion I can come to.
Well,
Well,
at this point, I'll talk to the new chief, but that's as far as I'm concerned that
you're passing the buck. You're saying that the buck stops here, and I'm not taking your statement. I don't care what happened. That's what you're saying.
Rational about your comments here.
I don't know. You tell me. I can't believe you don't want to take my statement.
Because
That's despicable.
This is like a do-over when you've had your day.
I didn't have my day. I never had my day.
You did through Altoona.
No, I didn't.
You filed a written complaint with the chief.
If the chief was corrupt, I didn't have my day, did I? The chief was corrupt.
You did.
The chief was corrupt. I didn't have my day.
The chief went in.
The chief lied. The chief lied.
Did you supply him with any medical records or doctor's report that showed that you were sexually assaulted?
Oh, I gotta supply him with records?
Under him?
I have to supply records? Me going to the hospital wasn't enough?
No, it's not enough. It's because
I have to prove to you that I was assaulted by cops? I have to prove to the sheriff of Eau Claire County that I was assaulted.
see, I can't even get to the point with you.
What point? Your point is that you're not going to do anything. Your point is that you're the sheriff. You are the law. You're the law in Eau Claire County, and you won't do anything.
Hire an attorney, go to the media.
I will.